today we're taking a look at another new foundation. I'm going to do probably 2-day wear test, maybe 3, we shall see. I got 2 samples at Sephora of the Haus Labs foundation. I got 145 and 130. So here's what's going on, cloudy, and I thought, you know what, for today, let's just put on one of these and then put on the rest of my makeup and see how it works with those things. And then tomorrow when we come back, I'll talk about the shades. They're 50. The price, I think it's 45. And we'll go through the ingredients. But today, we're just going to put some on the face. And while we're doing that, we have to talk about the shades a little bit. There are 50 shades, which is so promising. But I can't speak for dark shades, but I can speak for my color. And there's not a lot. This is another one that runs really, really weird. This is shade 130. And it looks a little bit pink, and it also looks a little bit too light for me. And this is shade 145, and this almost looks a little olive, to be honest with you. So that's what I have to choose from, really. I guess I'll save my little hissy fit about color in foundations for tomorrow. I don't know. Probably not. I'll probably get into it right now. So let's do 145 just because it seems, well, this is quite light. So this seems a little bit better, but the undertones just don't seem right. So in case you didn't know, we are going to go into foundation color issues now. Oh, it feels almost kind of watery. It doesn't have a creamy texture, and I say almost kind of watery. So it's not like the thicker ones that we've been seeing so much of lately. So yeah, let's get into it. In case you didn't know, you guys, in the cosmetic industry, when you go to a company and say, hey, I want to make a foundation, you're going to a lab, and they actually own everything that they've ever produced for anybody. So they can show you something they've already made and say, you know, all you have to do is add an oil to it or add this to it or a scent to it, and it's yours without having to go through a huge development period. And you inherit those shades as well. This isn't bad. This actually isn't bad, but it is cloudy, so hard to say if I'm seeing things or not. I would say the coverage is, it's not full. They're not claiming it to be full. When I'm looking at my monitor, I do feel that it's too warm and it might even be a little olive on me. But the depth of tone seems good. I'm just going to build up on my cheeks a little bit. And yeah, I didn't even really look in this mirror when I was applying it, and it applies very nicely, and it appears to be setting up already. One ingredient that is in here that does not delight me is denat alcohol. And I guess that is what is helping it to set up. And there's a lot of oils in here, but we'll get into that tomorrow. It's kind of set. Now I put on my sunscreen, the Can Make, about 30 minutes ago, so that is definitely set. And let's go ahead and put on some other things. My Lancome, and see how they work together. I'm just going to do finger. So obviously I put on way too much. And I definitely want to get some on my eyelids. So it looks good together. The Haus is looking very, very pretty on the skin. It is, is it kind of bunching up right there? It is very reminiscent of some of my favorites that I have been ignoring and really, really miss. My Makeup Forever Reboot and my Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Foundation. I love those so much. And this has the same kind of look where it looks like the skin. The textures are a little bit different. This does feel a little bit lighter. It's almost like a serum, but not quite. And the sun is out, which will help us figure out just how wrong this color is. I am going to take some down my neck just for gigs. Now, it feels like spring weather here, but I'm kind of craving more fall-ish colors. So I want to go on with a cream blush, and then we'll go on with a powder blush and see how that works. I went in with Merit Beauty blush in the color Mood, and the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in Fair. I don't feel that it looks watery. It doesn't look like it's still wet, and it doesn't feel like it's still wet. There's a nice sheen on the face, but you could powder if you want to. I don't really want to. It really feels set, and I know it's because of the Danat alcohol. I just want to pull you in, and you can see what it looks like on the cheeks. It's lovely. The forehead, lovely. The icky area right here is not emphasizing it. Really, really important for me. So this actually looks really, really good. For powder contour, I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. Great. No dragging, no skipping. It's not a problem at all. And then I want to go in with the Gucci Rosy Nude. Okay, no pulling, no dragging, no skipping with this either. So this is 100%, no doubt in my mind, set up, and it's working well with creams and it's working well with powders. I think I'm going to finish my makeup and come back and give you my impressions so far. Shade. All right, makeup is on, and again, I am wearing the Chanel Tweed limited edition. This is number 4, Brune et Rose. And I went on with this one here. I went on with that one first, down here, and then brought it up and up and up. And then with this one, I just kind of blended it out. Everything worked fine. I'm very pleased with the look. My battery in my watch died. So I can't tell what time it is, you guys, but I'm going to try very much to be back here in 2 hours and do a check-in, otherwise tomorrow. I will say that while everything works well with this, I do feel a teeny bit of an itchiness, especially on this side of my face. So I'm going to guess that it's the alcohol Danat, and I will probably talk about this tomorrow, but I will say, I understand that alcohol Danat, or Danat alcohol, is used because it dries very fast, and it will help your foundations to adhere to your skin quickly and set up quickly. I understand that. There is a purpose for it. But just because there's a purpose for it, it does not take away from the fact that it's not great for your skin. It's just not. All right, tomorrow or later on today, we will talk some more about how this wore and what it looks like. It looks fantastic. And yeah, a little bit of itching, especially on this side of my face. Back in a flash. All right, you guys, so it is a couple of hours later. Probably not a couple of hours later, but I don't want to sit down again. I just shot another video, so I finished my look and changed my lip. I'm getting a teeny bit sweaty, I'm not going to lie. I thought that this might be transfer proof, but I did wear my glasses a little bit in the last video, and I don't think that it is. It did rub off a little bit, but the skin still looks really, really pretty. I also decided to powder my forehead. So that video I just shot probably took 45 minutes to shoot, and it still has radiance, but it's been knocked down, so it's not as shiny, and it's just a little bit more like skin. And I also put some here. So, you know, just worth noting. Kind of hot, very humid today, but I'm not quite sweating yet. I do think the skin looks super pretty, not gonna lie, super pretty. And I do feel that this undertone, while it is working, I have pulled it down my neck, and I feel like I can get away with this. I still think it's a little bit too warm. So tomorrow we're going to take that shade, which is 145, and mix it with 130, which was distinctly pink, although a little bit too light for me, a lot too light for me. And we'll see if I can kind of make something up that would be a better shade. However, that's just for the experimentation. I would never ever recommend that anybody, and nobody should have to, buy 2 foundations to mix colors to get something that works for them. All right, back tomorrow. All right, it is day 2, and today we're going to get into how it wore yesterday, what my experience was, and all the ingredients and everything. So how did it wear? It wore great. It wore great. It wore all day long. It didn't fall apart, but that is never a problem for me. I should also let you know, I just recently turned 60. My skin is on the drier side. I use a lot of skincare, and I will link right here my skincare program. It's changed only the teeniest bit since last year, and I put on sunscreen every day. So I start with kind of a shiny face. I'm wearing the exact same skincare today, including the very same sunscreen, which is the Can Make. So thumbs up. I thought my skin looked beautiful. As a matter of fact, if you watched my Saks Friends and Family sale video, I shot that yesterday after I shot this, putting it on, and all the makeup that I wore for that video. I will list that as well because I got several comments about it. So no complaints. Now let's put on the glasses and we're going to talk about what it is, including what it's called. And the snark in me is alive and well, so I'm sorry, but it's coming. Triclone Skin Tech Medium Coverage Foundation with Fermented Arnica. Is that really the name? Does nobody understand that people have a lot going on in their lives and they don't want to use their brain space remembering the name of a foundation that is 2 lines long? I see companies do this over and over and over again. Keep it simple. Triclone Foundation. What it is, a medium coverage weightless clean foundation with fermented arnica that helps to reduce redness and protects from environmental stress. Now arnica I know as being something that's really good for bruising. I did not know that it was good for redness. Coverage, medium, I would say true. Finish, natural, I would say true. Formulation, liquid, I would say that's true. I thought that it built really well. You saw me dot on just a little extra on my cheeks. Worked beautifully. Highlighted ingredients, a fermented arnica, which helps visibly reduce redness and irritation. Okay. Intellizin 7 complex, TM. That means they trademarked it. A proprietary blend of medicinal herbs that promote healing and calming. Bioferment 7 complex. Proprietary blend of super antioxidants that protect the skin from stress. Ingredient call-outs. It's vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. I am all for that. Water. I'm not going to go through everything, but a lot of cones here, you guys. That's 7 down glycerin, that's good, that's a humectant. Some more cones. Maybe 10 down alcohol denat. Not great. Now, I know that a lot of people say, oh, it's just used to make the formula evaporate and adhere to the skin. I know that. I know that's why it's used. And if you didn't know that, know that. That's why alcohol denat is used in many, but not all products to help with the dry down. However, that does not negate the fact that it's on your skin. Just because it's used for a purpose doesn't mean that it can't be damaging to your skin. And I mentioned yesterday how that happens, so I'm not going to get into it now, but that is really unfortunate to me. Palmitoyl terapeptide 10, arnica montana flower extract, hydrogenized hyaluronic acid, squalene, which is the skin identical, as is hyaluronic acid, and then a bunch of oils, camellia, seed oil, ferment, extract, filtrate. That's probably one of the 7 that is a super antioxidant because it is licorice, root extract, ferment, extract, filtrate, also probably one of the 7. So even though they trademarked this, it's not like they discovered something new. They just put a bunch of things together that are unique than what other people have done and have trademarked it and given it a name. But the ingredients are in here. Apricot kernel oil, olive fruit oil, sweet almond oil, sunflower oil, all great. Apricot kernel oil, I can't remember what the other name for that is, what the Latin is, but it's used a lot in Asian skincare. It's a beautiful ingredient, beautiful oil. And we have tomato fruit extract, which I've seen from time to time. Probably one of those antioxidants they're talking about. Dandelion extract. Centella asiatica, which is good for redness and also Asian skincare. And that's about it. So there's really nice oils and there's really nice antioxidants. Is it at a level that you would want to consider not doing your skincare? Absolutely no. Just like if there's sunscreen in your foundation, you still want to put sunscreen on your face. So for me, it was kind of a big, it looked great. It looked great. It was a big thumbs up. I'm going to put my hair up and scooch in, and we're going to try to mix the shades, because the shades are where the problem is. This line runs extraordinarily warm. And the 130 is quite light and quite pink. It still looks pretty yellow to me, but not as yellow. And this might end up being more foundation than I need, but I wanted to get that ratio right. And again, I can feel it setting up already. You really need to work in zones with this. And when I look to my ear, I feel like this is a better situation than yesterday's situation. I'm just going to take this brush just to see how this works with the brush, and I just dip some right here. Not bad. It is definitely dried, it's definitely set up. I just want to see what it will do under the eyes. It looks pretty good. And it's not too bad with my neck either, honestly. I do feel that it's a teeny bit too warm, but it's far, far more neutral than it was yesterday. I can absolutely go on with my products right now. Usually I go on with eyeshadow first to let my foundation set up for a while, but I don't feel that I need to do that. So let's do a little more makeup and see what happens. I'm going in with the Natasha Denona My Dream face palette or something like that, and I have used this before where I will use this with my fingers and something just fell. I wasn't even near it. It's such a talent. I'm going to pick it up with a brush instead. And I got it here. Hello. Perfect. This looks so nice on the skin. What do you say we go in with the Jones Road? This, I used a full face of Jones Road, which I'll post right here. And I used it the second day, not as a highlighter, but under my foundation. It looks so beautiful. I feel that for me, I don't care for the color as much when it's on top because it's a little too light. Like you can see that it's not quite right for my skin tone used in this way. And this is an oil-based product. So always fun to see how a dimethicone-based foundation with an oil-based highlighter might work together. No problems. It hasn't lifted anything up. Nothing. For cream contour, I went in with the NYX product with the foundation brush. Nice. All right. Now, let's try something that is really truly powdery. So I have cream contour, kind of a creamed powder blush, and a liquid highlighter, and powder bronzer. Gucci. I love Gucci packaging. There we have it. It's a little dark, so I take it with a brush that is not very dense, and just going with a really light hand. And whatever's left, I'm just going to kind of roll it over here. I'm so conflicted because I love the idea that this sets up so fast that I can finish my makeup without doing my eyes first, but it's such a bummer that the reason I can do that is probably that alcohol. Lovely. I'm going to finish my eyes and I'll be right back with conclusions. Alright, so this is my final look, and this is part of a video which I haven't actually shot yet for the new Dior. So looks like this coming up soon. But let's just do a little bit of powder, even though I feel everything is set. And I did not do concealer. I just used the foundation under the eyes. It just takes a little bit of that sheen off. Fantastic, just fantastic. I mean, these are my conclusions. I think the skin looks amazing. I thought yesterday it built very, very nicely. I felt that it lasted all day. It lasted so nicely. It didn't break up, although that never really happens to me. And I did take Grace for a walk, but not a long walk, not like a long sweaty walk, and it looked absolutely fine afterwards. The coverage is a solid medium and it builds very, very nice. With that powder, my cheeks look absolutely poreless. I did yesterday wonder if I was going to get settling right in here, and I didn't. But I am, again, thinking, wow, it looks like it might want to settle. I think it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. It's something that I don't have anything like. So it has a little bit more coverage than my favorites that I haven't been using lately because I have new favorites this year. But if I think of my Makeup Forever Reboot, I love that. I think of the Givenchy Skin Caring, Prism Libra, blah, blah, blah. I love that. Dior Forever Natural Nude, I love that. And all of them have the same kind of finish, and they all have about the same kind of coverage. The colors are a little bit different, but it's my favorite kind of thing. I will say, though, they don't build all that well. They feel more like they are water-based, and I could be wrong, but sometimes I feel that water-based foundations don't build all that well, where I was really able to get rid of that redness on my cheeks, which I really, really like. A lot of the ingredients are very, very nice. I really, really like this, you guys, and I didn't come in here actually wanting to, because a couple of weeks ago this was in my Sephora and I did do a swatch and I was like, forget you. If you can't do colors, you have no business doing foundation. And I, went and found some colors that aren't too horrible, and it is a nice foundation. So here are the cons. There's denat alcohol in here. If you are comfortable doing that, then you do you. They really need some improvement in the shades. I've said it before, but I will say it once more. It really doesn't matter to me whether you have 21 shades or 121 shades. If they're bad, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of them. And for lighter skin tones anyway, they're bad. I cannot speak towards darker. They have more selection for darker skin tones in this line than they do for lighter skin. It's not as well-rounded to me, undertone-wise. And the way they label it is also misleading and nonsensical. But I think the skin looks so pretty. Check out those cheeks. Beautiful. Just looks pretty. And everything works well with it. Super, super, super pretty. All right, you guys, that is my review. I personally don't know if I'm going to do it because of the alcohol, but 100% it is beautiful. That's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health. A beautiful day in sunny California.